And here is our passage number 4, that is talking about banning of the cars from the cities. So second passage, the on automobiles, there was a passage that talked about electric vehicles and that politicizing around it. And now this other one which talks about we should ban cars altogether. So it presents a paragraph which talks about the fact that we give a lot of space to the cars in the city, and if we eliminate the cars, all that space will be freed up, and if people have concerns about how they will travel, there are alternates that are available, although there are going to be some challenges to it because of this specific lovely expression that is used here, hagiographic cultural propaganda. So in this context, let us go ahead and look at the various questions. So here is question number 13. Eliminating cars in Manhattan would do all of the following except. So make public transport like buses move faster. Absolutely. The passage talks about the fact that if you free up the space, you can create that dedicated bus corridor, and if that happens, buses will move faster. B, make alternative transport options seem more attractive. Now see, today people do not find them attractive. They feel that these other ways are slow or unsafe, and the author says that, hey, you are imagining that, or you are arriving at this conclusion on the basis of your experience today in a world, in a city where you have cars. When cars will not be there, all of those other things will become safer, faster, etc. But B says it will make alternative transport options seem more attractive. They'll not just they not seem more attractive, they will actually become more attractive. So seem somehow suggests that, okay, a bus is slow today, but when you won't have a car, you'd automatically find that the faster option available to you, although the speed of bus won't change. Or if you're taking a scooter, you don't find it safe today, but then when you don't have a car, you won't have an option, you would anyway take it. So it's not that it is a comparison. All those things will actually become better. So seem is something that we can eliminate. Lower pollution levels in the city, yes. The passage very clearly states that there'll be clean air for the city as well as the surroundings, and improving the quality of life for pedestrians. Yes, pedestrian promenades have been mentioned in the passage. So A, C and D are mentioned. B uses the word seem instead of become, and that makes it the wrong one, and thus we should go ahead and choose B as our answer. And here is your next question. Chakrabarti predicted which of the following with the elimination of cars from Manhattan? Buses would be quicker and cheaper than the subway. They will become quicker as compared to what they are today, but will they be quicker than the subway? Will they be cheaper than the subway? We don't know. That comparison has not been cited, and thus A can be ruled out. Housing would be substantially cheaper and more affordable. Okay, so the passage says that we'd have more land available for housing. But will it make it substantially cheaper? Will it make it more affordable than what it is today? The passage does not talk about that. So this comparison is something that requires additional data, which we don't have in the passage. C, medical costs have not been mentioned in the passage. So once again, data insufficient, cannot be determined. D, there'd be more space for pedestrians to walk around in the city. Absolutely yes. So D is definitely true and should therefore be our answer for question number 14. And here is your 15th question. In the context of the passage, the phrase hagiographic cultural propaganda can be interpreted as. So what exactly is hagiography? Hagiography is where you admire someone or something a lot and you represent that person or that thing as perfect, or if not perfect, then at least much better than what that really is. So for example, if we criticize a biography for being too hagiographic, then it means that the author has shown the central character of that biography as perfect or much better than it really is. So similarly, in the context of this passage, the cultural propaganda around cars is hagiographic, which means that cars are shown as perfect. they are shown as amazing, much better than they really are. So A talks about necessary, which is not close to the word hagiography. B says cultural propaganda showed cars in graphic pictorial ways. Oh, B talks about a method used that made it attractive. No, the propaganda told you repeatedly in different ways that cars are so amazing to possess. Okay, so this is a distortion of the statement. C, they idolized cars and car ownership. Yes, idolized is in a way to show them as something that's perfect or much better. And D, cars are much more than just a consumer product for most Americans. Yes, we can infer it from the last paragraph, but it is not the interpretation of hagiographic cultural propaganda. So I think C is going to be the best answer choice for us for question number 15. And here comes your 16th question. None of the following can be inferred from the passage except. So basically, which one of the following can be inferred? So cars are expensive to produce and operate. We know nothing about this part, so this is not true. B, cars do not transport sufficient numbers of people compared to the space allocated to them. Absolutely, this is one of the key objections that the author has raised with respect to cars, that they take up too much space. So this is true, this can be inferred from the passage. C, the proposal to ban cars in America will not be effective. It is mentioned as a challenge. It does not mean that the challenge is insurmountable. It's possible that we overcome it. So we cannot call this true. D, the alternative to private car transport would appeal to most people. See, as on date, they do not. Once cars are not there, according to the author, then in that situation, yes, they'll appeal. But D does not mention the post-car world. So if you look at the present context, D is definitely not true. People do not like alternatives for various reasons. And therefore, D is also not true. So we were looking for an option that is true. The only true option is B. And therefore, for question number 16, our answer should be option B. So that takes care of our passage 4 of this particular mock.